Hi there, Nick Dutch back on the camera again one more time. Hi there, how the heck's it going? Still looking for another delightful introduction to my videos. Never mind, I thought I'd do a serious video today. Today is Valentine's Day. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon when I'm recording this here in the United Kingdom. Obviously, yes, I want to wish everybody a very happy Valentine's Day. No matter what you're doing, who you're doing it with, whether you're doing it with anyone, whether you're doing it alone, whether today happens to be the start of a relationship, the end of a relationship, or somewhere in between. Whether you're in a relationship with a male, a female, or a group, a couple, I don't know what you want to be involved with, but either way, try and enjoy yourselves and look towards the positive no matter what. But this is a serious video. The reason that this is a serious video is I'm talking about my work. And I'm talking about my work in a very important way, because I'm going to reiterate the main message that I've been giving people about my work in the past. Okay? I work as a professional tarot reader. It is my job. A tarot reading is an entertainment service and has to be seen as such. It's a very difficult job for me. This time of the year, around about this time, things get a bit difficult. Alright, just like in early January, people have got problems because they spent so much time in the company of the people that they love, they're now questioning whether they love them anymore. At Valentine's Day, they've got certain goals or aspirations that they want to achieve in their lives romantically, and because of all the cards in the local Clinton shop and all of the hype on television, some people feel left out if they haven't got a relationship or if their relationship is coming to an end. And as a result of that, it can get very difficult for me and very busy. When people call me, I am not there to take away their complete and total responsibility over every single thing in their life. And you certainly don't call an entertainer to try and solve your life problems. And whether you feel better because someone has said something nice, or whether you feel worse because someone has said something nasty, it doesn't change the way that your life is. Alright, my entertainment service that I provide is an entertainment service that some people claim to provide some therapeutic benefit because to the most part it's used as a conversation. And that's the way it should be treated. You can ask questions, you can get some answers, and you can use those as a way of contemplating your life. Some people just can't accept what is happening around them. And I can't make them accept it. And when I try to, they'll give me bad ratings on the website, or they'll send me a bad email back, or they'll just call me up to abuse me, because I couldn't do what they thought I could do, which was something I didn't tell them that I could do. It's something which they wanted me to do, because they would not accept responsibility over their lives. Now, to a certain extent, having a conversation about something which you're finding difficult is taking responsibility, because you can use that to chill out, to get a bit of perspective, and to make yourself feel good, and then move on with your life. But feeling good should not just be the goal of having a conversation with someone. It can give you the strength and energy and determination to have a look at your life situations and then to try and make some intelligent decisions about them. And you should not just accept one singular source of information for whatever your life problems are, which is why I often recommend that people go and see, relate guidance counseling, either, as a couple, or indeed going on your own if you're trying to deal with a breakup. Which is why I often suggest different forms of professional counseling, or I'd suggest people call the Samaritans helpline, or I'd suggest people go to the Citizens Advice Bureau, or I'd suggest that people talk to the Consumer Credit Counseling Service if they've got a big financial problem. Because I don't solve these problems. I don't do it. I never have done, and I never could do. I can tell people what's happened for me out of my experience. I can share my knowledge, and I can try and creatively find a solution to a problem. But there's so many people out there who, even when they're given an answer, which is right, namely, in this case, your relationship is not going to work out, the reason he hasn't called is because he doesn't like you anymore. They can't take that. And I'm not in a position to try and, what I say here today, when someone calls me, will not make their lover come back. Alright? If someone says, Nick Dutch, I want you to do a spell for me to make sure that my lover comes back, what I will do is I will do something, yes. But that one thing will not stop the individual, the inquirer, the customer, from being devoid of responsibility. Some people call me up and they say to me, will I get a job soon? I might see something positive. But if they stop sending out their CV or resume, and they stop the application process, they're not going to get a job. They still have to carry on taking responsibility. If you're involved in a relationship, if you've been in a relationship with someone, and it's not working, or they've turned around to you and says, I don't want to see you ever again. So you sometimes have to look at the situation itself, honestly, and take responsibility and think about the words they've used. Now, everyone's in pain somehow. Everyone has got baggage going back days, weeks, months, years, to their childhood maybe. Possibly even to their infancy in some cases. It's always, the pain is always there. Sometimes just talking about it can help, but it's not a cure. And I want to be there to help you. As an entertainer, it's my job to make you happy. As a person who's doing an amateur form of counselling, it's my job to help you to see things from another point of view. But I can't make you see that point of view. Nor can I make your life circumstances suddenly turn out perfectly. And talking to me might help you in one particular way, just to make you have that sigh of relief. And just to think, okay, I'm feeling okay now. Because when your body and your mind is in emotional turmoil, you won't be able to think clearly. Once you've got that feeling of relief, then you can go back to your life. And you can take responsibility like the real grown-up you should be by now. Whether you're 18, whether you're 21, whether you're 35, whether you're 45, whether you're 65, I don't care how old you are. I don't care whether you're male, you're female. I don't care whether you're bi, you're gay, you're transgendered, you're straight. I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, red. I don't care. I don't care whether you're Islamic. I don't care whether you're Christian. I don't care whether you're, a Jew or a pagan or an atheist. I don't care. Alright? I'm not going to discriminate against you under any circumstances. But I can't take responsibility for you, and I can't take responsibility for your life and your life decisions. You try and use an entertainer as an entertainer. Okay, you need entertaining, get on the phone. Great. I will entertain you. It's my job. I entertain in a very specific way because it's my job. I use certain specific tools because it's my job. There's certain cultural ways in which people within this industry express themselves, which is part of my job. I mean, you don't get like a stand-up comedian sitting cross-legged inside a cardboard box that's been sellotaped up doing his performance. That's not stand-up comedy. So there's some things which are culturally acceptable within stand-up comedy, such as jokes about drink, drugs, sex, and the rest of it. And there's certain culturally acceptable means of expression in my industry as a tarot reader, professional tarot reader. Now, if you want someone to do the thinking for you, don't call. Don't do it. If you want to try and use a tarot reading, or a psychic reading, or a clairvoyant reading, or a mediumship reading to do the thinking for you, don't. Just don't bother. Look at the circumstances around you, because it's terrifying for you, I know. To think that you are actually responsible for your life. It's always down to you. It's up to you. Everything is up to you now, the way it always has been and always will be. Despite the fact that when you were a child, you were told that there'll be a certain fixed path of life, and you would naturally move on down it, and you would get this, that, and the other. And you would be the fairy tale princess, or you would be the handsome king, young man from the fairy tale, and you'll end up with the bride or the groom of your choice. And you'll live happily ever after, and you would have the ideal career, and it will be a job for life. And all these things, they were lies, and they were lies that were told to you to make you feel happy, to give you a sense of purpose, to give you an idea as to what a normal life could possibly be. But there was no guarantee there. And there can't be any guarantee there that is going to happen for you at all. Always look at the circumstances around you and make some rational decisions. And get yourself counselling. By all means, call a reader just to entertain you, to give you that moment of emotional release, to help you see things in another way. Use it as a conversation. Don't use it as a one-way thing whereby your reader just tells you what's in the cards. And then that's it. That's gospel. That's fact. It's not good for you to think like that and to treat this service like that. It's an abuse of the service, and it's an abuse of your own life, because you've got to take responsibility. Now, in the real world, it is very difficult. There's always people out there, they've got their own interpretation of what they want to have. Sometimes it's to your detriment. Sometimes, your boyfriend might say to you something like, I love you. But he won't do anything to back it up. Or your boyfriend will do everything to show that they love you, but they won't say, I love you. You got to accept them for what they are. You can try and confront them with it. You can try and discuss it with them. But discussing it with me is not discussing it with them. Discussing it with me takes some responsibility over yourself in the fact that it can chill you out. Discussing it with them is taking responsibility within the situation, within the relationship that you're in. Just as writing up a good CV or resume and doing the right job application procedures is what you need to do to get a good job. Just as going to the Consumer Credit Counselling Service here in the UK, if you are British, is what you need to do if you've got a debt problem. That's taking responsibility. Just as going to the Citizens Advice Bureau when you've got problems with your house or your mortgage and other things, or there's a legal case that needs to be sorted out, that's where you go and that's what you do. That's taking responsibility. Alright? And sometimes you've got to accept the fact that sometimes a person who tries to sell themselves to you as being your best friend isn't going to be your best friend, and is going to do something which is actually indicative of the fact that they're not your best friend. They're someone who's trying to abuse you in one manner or another. That's part of what it means to be alive and dealing with other people. And you take responsibility in those circumstances through keeping the heck away from them. Alright? You can't defeat these people. Always. Within, the sphere of life or the argument or problem you've got with them. So you've got to look after yourself. And keep away. Sometimes it has to happen that way. Sometimes a confrontation is necessary. But you've got to work out which form of being assertive is taking the right responsibility under those circumstances, taking into account your needs and your limitations. Take responsibility. There may be fate, there may be karma. We can't say for sure under any circumstances. But there's one thing that we can say, and that is that you are in charge of your life. Okay? It's as if your life is a film, a movie. You are the producer, you are the director, you are the star of the show. And as such, you've got to direct the story the way that you want it. And that's hard work. But that's also real life. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.